let's go live. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 4th of September. So a week away from these markets, so it's good. They're pretty fresh to me. I haven't spent a lot of time looking through them. Had a quick zip through this morning. I'm going to zip through them now and see what options we got. It looks like there's a few brewing. Before we get onto the options themselves there, let's just look at the news events today. There's not a significant amount of news out today. We do have a US bank holiday, which could see us with less volume this afternoon. Post 12 o'clock, quite a quiet day I expect. We got Lagarde speaking at 2:30. What's she speaking about? Let's see if we can see what she's addressing. Due to speak at the event hosted by European Economics and Finance Centre. Okay. Okay. Could get some volatility around her speech there at 2:30, but really that's it. It's a quietish old day there ahead, and tomorrow we got the cash rate, so the interest rate decision for the Australian dollar, effectively Reserve Bank of Australia there. So be wary if you're looking to trade that today, or swing it or anything like that. Could get some funny old price action. So euro dollar. Well, the euro dollar, well, I've missed all this upward movement, downward movement, but we certainly looks like we've it had broken last week, broken up, then sold, and we're back to a potential double bottom. I'm sort of looking at what's going on here. Some people will be looking at this as sort of a head and shouldery pattern that's sitting here as well. Well, I'm not really worried about that. What I am looking at is the potential for it to run into its pivot here. Would look I mean, if it's going to double, well, the double bottom's going to work out. There's the potential that it'll start breaking above these prior highs here, so I'll steer clear until it starts showing its hand definitely to the downside. That might never get to daily pivot there, but we'll see. But at the moment, that's one of the ones I'll be looking for today. The pound is quite similar and gives me an alternative. Much more choppy on the dailies there, but the same sort of up and down. It started breaking down before I left, as I seem to remember it broken out of this channel it is in, broke all the way back into it. Is it going to rock and roll again? Weekly pivot obviously available above, and the daily pivot sitting up there as well. Just check that is the daily. It is. So daily pivot above. Similar picture to what's going on with the euro dollar. So just really looking across here, seeing if we get a touch into the pivot there and what reaction we get to that. So prefer to be trying to trade in with that. US dollar yen, it's a bit more messy. It's got some scope on the continuation side of things here. We had this descending channel I was looking at before I left, which it broke out the tops of last week, obviously. Looking at this week, or late last week actually, or the week before rather, and continued last week, but pulled right the way back in. At the moment, looks like it's got some scope for upside. We'll see. Aussie dollar. The Aussie's core and come back to its weekly pivot there, reacted off its just about its weekly pivot there on Friday. Quite ugly when you bring it down to the 4-hourly picture, and really hourly not showing anything more. This has actually broken beyond its daily pivot. It's erring more perhaps bullish than bearish at the moment, but not something I want to be trading in. US dollar CAD, again here, well, I say again, this was actually strengthening last week, but it's almost back to its weekly pivot there, and not that far away from the daily. Again, similar to, well, inverted versions of course, because it is inverted, to the pound and the euro here, be looking to see if we get breaks above this and a bit more of a continuation to the upside. The continuations to the upside are probably better on likes of the euro and the pound, because they're sitting at the euro here, sitting a little bit lower. Remember, I'm looking at this inverted, and the pound, well, maybe the euro looking the weakest there at the moment. Okay, largely it's just gone on. It's taken out the previous highs there last week. Okay, it's corrected, but it's working its way back to the weekly pivot here. Daily, weekly pivot. It's above its daily at the moment. It's not really a shorting tool for me. Now I've looked through the rest, the cross pairs. There's nothing I particularly like at the moment, so I'm not going to bore you with me just running through them. I think there's some potential on the euro, the pound, maybe the US dollar, yen. This morning we'll have a look, and certainly the US dollar CAD. So there's a few to watch on the major pairs, so I think I'll stick with those fresh back from holiday. Okay, let's have a quick look at other markets. We'll have a quick look at gold. What's gold been up to? So gold continuing to ride this sort of upward, it's sort of quite a bounce at the moment, and looking more positive. I've said that, and it'll probably come off. It would be nice to see how it reacts if it gets down to its weekly pivot. It's already above the daily today. I'm really looking to see if it continues pushing up. It looks relatively positive there. Oil did break and continue pushing up last week. We had the support off the previous monthly pivot there. It's, well, hasn't come back to and touched the September pivot yet, but we'll see how it develops. That would be a nice retrace for a buy. At the moment I can't really buy it too much. It's back beyond the levels I really want to be buying at. I think it has broken the prior highs here, but when you come out and look at it on a weekly picture, maybe it's got some more scope in it. Let's get back towards the 90s, 100s. It's put a higher low in where it is at the moment. Break of last week's highs might see it push up further. Okay, nothing for me there on today. Quick look through the indices. CSI 300. Crikey, it's a mess. That's all I can really say there. Just squeeze it up a little bit, see a bit more of it. Has pushed back up a little bit. All the equity markets look positive at the moment. Futures, etc. Nikkei up positive again. It's going the wrong way here. That's it. Nikkei pushing back up more positive. Nifty 50 still in its slope to the downside overall, but maybe trying to turn the corner here. Aussie 200, quite ugly there, but more positive. S&Ps, what's going on here? Continuing this more positive route. Yep, more positive path there at the moment. So Dow Jones similar-ish, and the Nasdaq. Yep, all pushing more positive. That's probably on the basis of there's an expectation that interest rates would be stalled in the US now, and this gives the opportunity for the equity markets to breathe a sigh of relief. Maybe a bit of a relief rally going through there. DAX is still a pig's ear. Just checking, I've got a daily picture here. It's so messy. To me, I'm trying to work out what's going on. There was a couple of days of trend running through there. Last week seemed to get into some sort of trend. Maybe we'll see a continuation here. We've had a divergence over the highs, so it's broken down, not quite broken, and triggered a divergence. See how it develops, but looking okay there. The FTSE again looking, well, it's more positive for sure. And again, I think a lot of this is sort of led to the fact that that the brakes may be put on it in terms of interest rate increases at some point. Okay, not a lot else there. Very quick look on the crypto side of things here. Just see what's going on. Bitcoin, messy as anything, isn't it? Had a blip last week there. Quite ugly, back into its sideward action. Same with the Ethereum chain link. Yep, all looking pretty much like they're falling back off to sleep again. Little spikes, but can't hold on to it. So in fact, some of these like Solana looking at more bearish than bullish. For sure, not suggesting the others look particularly bullish, but there we go. Okay, they all look a bit bearish. Okay, on that note, I will leave you for today. I wish you a great day's trading. As I said, really, for me, I'm looking at the euro to pound, maybe dollar, yen, and CAD today. Have a good one. Bye for now.